shall we begin?
America isn't easy. America is advanced citizenship. You've got to want it bad, because it's going to put up a fight. It's going to say, you want free speech? Let's see you acknowledge a man whose words make your blood boil, who's standing center stage and advocating at the top of his lungs that which you would spend a lifetime opposing at the top of yours. You want to claim this land as a land of the free? Then the symbol of your country cannot just be a flag. The symbol also has to be one of its citizens exercising his right to burn that flag in protest. Now show me that, defend that, celebrate that in your classrooms. Then stand up and sing about the land of the free. It's interested in two things, and two things only: making you afraid of it and telling you who's to blame for it. That, ladies and gentlemen, is how you win elections.
The Kremlin, meaning Putin and the Russian government, are directing the attacks, the hacking on American accounts to influence our election.
We in the intelligence community and others involved have informally gotten together, and with their permission, I am beginning to announce that we've initiated a counter coup through Julian Assange and WikiLeaks.
You gather a group of middle-aged, middle-class, middle-income voters who remember with longing an easier time, and you talk to them about family and American values and character.
Now, you may have heard Governor Bush say last week that Americans just need to work longer hours. Well, he must not have met very many American workers. Let him tell that to the nurse who stands on her feet all day, or the teacher who is in that classroom, or the trucker who drives all night. Let him tell that to the fast food workers marching in the streets for better pay. They don't need a lecture, they need a raid.
People want leadership, Mr. President. In the absence of genuine leadership, they'll listen to anyone who steps up to the microphone. They want leadership. They're so thirsty for it, they'll crawl through the desert toward a mirage, and when they discover there's no water, they'll drink the sand.
We have had presidents who have loved, who couldn't find a coherent sentence with two hands and a flashlight. People don't drink the sand because they're thirsty. They drink the sand because they don't know the difference.
She's done an amazing job, and she is not done yet.
And in this country, it is not only permissible to question our leaders, it's our responsibility.
And find out what happened where these 4 Americans gave their lives. I think that's critical. In March, you also said this: your server was physically located on your property, which is protected by the Secret Service. Now, I'm having a hard time figuring this out because this story's been all over the place, but there was one server on your property in New York and a second server hosted by a Colorado company and housed in New Jersey. Is that right? There were 2 servers?
No, there was a server that was already being used by my husband's team, an existing system in our home that I used, and then later, again, my husband's office decided that they wanted to change their arrangements, and that's when they contracted with the company in Colorado.
And so there's only one server, is that what you're telling me? And it's the one server that the FBI has?
The FBI has the server that was used during the tenure of my State Department service.
Okay, in your statement you say which was protected by the Secret Service. Why'd you mention the Secret Service?
Well,
I mean, here's what I'm thinking. Could a Secret Service agent standing at the back door of your house protect someone in Russia or China from hacking into your system? Why'd you mention the Secret Service agent?
Out of just an abundance of being transparent.
Transparent. What's the relevance to protecting from classified information?
There was nothing marked classified on my emails, either sent or received, and I want to respond.
Use the right term there. Use marked. Yeah, that's the one. That's
well,
what you use the revised statement there.
Well, Congressman, there was a lot of confusion because many Americans have no idea how the classification process works, and therefore I wanted to make it clear that there is a system within our government, certainly within the State Department, where materials that is thought to be classified is marked such so that people have the opportunity to know how they are supposed to be handling
got 1
those
second.
materials, and that's why it became clearer, I believe, to say that nothing was marked classified at the time I sent or received it.
All right, all I know is that's different what you said, Mark.
From the group of 30,000 emails returned to the State Department in 2014, 110 emails in 52 email chains have been determined by the owning agency to contain classified information at the time they were sent or received. 8 of those chains contained information that was top secret at the time they were sent. 36 of those chains contained secret information at the time, and 8 contained confidential information at the time. That's the lowest level of classification. Separate from those, about 2,000 additional emails were up-classified to make them confidential. Those emails had not been classified at the time that they were sent or received.
Did Hillary Clinton lie under oath?
Not to the FBI, not in a case we're working.
Did you review the documents where Congressman Jim Jordan asked her specifically, and she said, quote, "There was nothing marked classified on my emails, either sent or received," end quote?
I don't remember reviewing that particular testimony. I'm aware of that being said, though.
Did the FBI investigate her statements under oath on this topic?
Not to my knowledge. I don't think there's been a referral from Congress.
Do you need a referral from Congress to investigate her statements under oath?
Sure do.
You'll have one. You'll have one in the next few hours.
Being president of this country is entirely about character.
Therefore, I believe in white supremacy.
Today, our country has lost a true American original, my friend and mentor, Robert C. Byrd. Senator Byrd was a man of surpassing eloquence and nobility, and I will remember him for many things. It is almost impossible to imagine the United States Senate without Robert Byrd. He was not just its longest-serving member, he was its heart, its soul, and its historian.
Nicholas Kristof from the New York Times was just on, and he just made the point that his side lost, and we need to give the new president a chance and be right there if he does something wrong from this point forward. Do you see his point?
Do I see a point? I think that, well, Nicholas Kristof, has his own views, and I don't know the full context of where he's coming from. But I would say that I personally I can't speak for all the protesters here. I cannot speak for all the organizers. There are thousands of people here in downtown Oakland, but I can speak for myself and Socialist Alternative. We will not stop protesting either of the two major parties, actually, but certainly we will not stand by and watch Donald Trump continue to sort of purvey scandalous racist tropes about Latinos, African Americans, his Islamophobia, his homophobia, his misogyny. And I think that this is the beginning of people moving more into activism, more into unrest and dissatisfaction. So in a way, I totally disagree with what, as you represented Kristof's comments, which seem to believe that the fundamental process of these elections is somehow legitimate in many ways.
Seldom does a day go by when I'm not burned in effigy.
Wait for them to ask you who